Hey, how's it going? And today I'm going to show you how to teleport anywhere with the remote control device. It's actually called the Signal remote device. This isn't too complicated, but there are a few steps. I'm just showing how to do this in Fortnite Creative, but it could also probably be implemented through Verse if you wanted to customize things a little bit more. But I think for what most purposes are, you could get by with just using the creative devices. So anyway, to get started, I'm just going to get a teleporter. Make sure I'm in Fortnite on the devices folder, and here it is. There's just a couple settings on here that we're going to adjust. So when this comes in, it basically wants to know what its name is. What teleporter group is this? There's a lot of groups we can choose from, but I'm just going to call this group A. And then I'm just going to rename it up here in the outliner and press F2 and just call it teleporter A. And then it asks me essentially, well, where do you want me to teleport you to? Well, I need another teleporter device for that. I haven't put that in the scene yet, but I know that that's going to be group B. So basically we've got one teleporter. We're calling it teleporter A. We're naming it group A. And then we're telling it we want to go to teleporter group B. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fly over here kind of far away so that we know it's working. Go to right here, and I'm just going to drag this teleporter device in the scene like this. And this teleporter group is going to be called group B. So in the outliner here, I'm going to press F2, and I'm going to name it teleporter B. And it's asking us where do we want it to teleport us back to, and we can say group A. So now we've got a loop, and all I have to do really to make this work is just step on the teleporter, and I would go back and forth between those two locations. But what I'm wanting to do is to teleport not just from standing on that teleporter, but by using what's called the Signal remote device. So what we can do for that is I can search for it's called Signal remote device, is right here. So this device works with a remote control. And in Fortnite Creative, there's 5 different remote controls. So if you come here on the details panel and it says Signal remote tier, and I click that little arrow, you'll see there's 5 different remote controls available. You can think of these as your handheld remote, and you can almost think of this as a TV set or whatever you're trying to control, and then this sends a signal out, right? So there's 5 remote controls to choose from, and we'll just say, let's say we're just going to go with the uncommon one. This is how we pair that remote to this device. So if we brought in another device, we'd want to pair it with a different remote. Like let's say I pair it with the rare one, right? So that's how you pair the remote control. And it's like, well, where do we get the remote control from? Well, we need to grant it to us. So we can go into the item granter, so it'll show up in our inventory. It's right here. And I've had issues with the item granter, but it's what's going to give us our remote control that we hold in our hand. And this basically just transmits the signal, okay, to the teleporting device. I want to show you something first because it's not always clear from the item granter which remote is which. So let me go ahead and push these changes real fast. If we come into the item granter, let's just look at its settings real fast. If I click on it in the scene, and I've had issues with this. Sometimes the settings don't always seem to work, and I don't know why, but it's enabled on game start. That's fine. I've clicked on grant on game start here, but it hasn't always granted on game start. So what I'm going to do is to make sure I get the item in my inventory, I'm going to click here and do it on the player spawner. And since there's 2 player spawners, I'll just go ahead and add both player spawners here, like that, on player spawner. And then there's a setting on here called equip, which means it'll put it in our hand, but we don't want to put it in our hand. We can get it out of our inventory if we need it. And here's the main thing I want to show you. So we want to grant the remote control device. So we have everything we need except the actual remote control device to trigger this device to send the signal to teleport us. So if we come in here on the item to grant, click back here, we click that little plus sign, we click this, we click here, and if I search for remote, you'll see there's 5 remotes, but it's not clear which one is which one's rare, which one's epic, which one's legendary. It's not clear which one is which from this, and even if I hover over it, it doesn't say. So what we have to do for our reference is we got to go into Fortnite Creative here, hit Tab, go to Weapons, and you'll see here are the 5 remotes that are available to us that we can hold in our hand. So, and if you click on each one, it'll say what it is. Like, this is a legendary, that's the common, this is the rare, that's the epic, and here's the uncommon one. And see, it goes by the name Signal Remote A. So we can just use this strictly as a reference. We're not going to do anything in here. We just need this to know which remote to pair up with our Signal Remote device. So now I'm just going to escape out of here, go back in here. So now I know it's Signal Remote A. So I come in here and I'll go Signal Remote A. And now when I click this in the game, it's going to transfer me over to where Teleporter B is. So I got to make sure I'm on Teleporter A, come down here and go Activate on Signal Remote Manager on Primary Activation. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to start the game. The remote control should come into my inventory. I'll press 1 to gain control of it. If I press it, it'll teleport me way over there. And I can also teleport by just going across the devices if I want. But let's say you don't necessarily want me to teleport that way. I can hide this so it's not obvious that that's even there. So if I click on this device, I can actually just say not visible. So you don't even know that it's there. And don't play visual effects either. So let's go ahead and push those changes and see if this works. Okay, so all those changes went through. What should happen is when I hit play, we should see in my inventory the remote control device. And then when I press it, I should teleport over to where that other teleportation device is, way over there. And then if I walk across that other teleporter, it should bring me back here. But we won't see teleporter A because I said turn it off. So the idea is that the player's got this remote control, and when they're ready to teleport, they just press it and they go. So let's see if that's what happens. Start game. Okay, we don't see any teleporter device around here. There's the remote in our inventory, just as we planned. I hit 1, and now I have it in my hot little hand. So you could pretend that I'm in battle, whatever, and I've got this secret weapon to teleport. All I have to do is click it, and boom, I'm way over here now, see? Way on the other side of the island. And then if I want to teleport back, I can just cross over this. And see, it brings me back here. And you could disable that functionality if you wanted or whatever. But the cool thing is that you're wandering around wherever here, like this. I don't want to be here anymore. I could do like, hey, you know, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like... So anyway, I hope you found this helpful. Now, it is possible to do some of this and bring verse code into this, but unless there's some specific functionality in particular we're looking to do, we can do this just fine with the creative devices. So anyway, I hope you found this helpful. Take care. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you next time.